Hi everyone, welcome back to the last video for now. Having a look at what happens when we put extra lines in. When you put extra lines in, it can cause a lot of students to think it's harder than what it is. Going back to the situation here, all we've got is two lines that are crossed over. All we've got is two straight lines. So if I didn't have all these extra bits on the end, there'd just be two lines cross over. Those two are called vertically opposite angles. But you can also look at it and say this is an acute angle, it's a small angle, it's less than 90, it's less than a right angle. And this one's also less than 90, so they're obviously going to be the same size. Now some of you won't think obviously, but on that one we've got A equals 48 degrees. So if I remove those off the diagram or I cover them over, a lot of people look at it and just go, oh yeah, that's 48. But there's something that mugs people's brains up when you put extra lines in. So go over this one over here. We've now got a straight line. So there's your straight line. And back to the magic numbers, they're 360 degrees, half at 180, half at 90. So a straight line is talking about 180 degrees. But we know that the little box here, a lot of kids still struggle with the fact that the box means 90 degrees. So a right angle means a right angle, so we can talk about being a right angle. So on the straight line, on the straight angle or the straight angle, let's write it that way. On the straight angle, we can have a 90 degrees and we can have two more. Now the moment that's 90, it means these two are adding also up to 90. Or some people will just look at it and they talk about peekaboo method or cover things over. If I cover that over, we've just got 90 degrees there. And out of that 90 degrees, how do I get C? C is 90 minus the 50, which is, I shouldn't write up there because I know the light glows on that. That's a 90 degrees. This is a 90 here, minus the 50, and you get the 40 degrees for C. Over this one over here, made a little bit more complicated, but still all it is a straight line. And the straight line's got a triangle at the end, it's got a line coming down here to see if it throws people off. If I put that there next to it, you can see that it's just a straight line. And now that the magic numbers, straight line, straight angle is 180 degrees. So all we have to do is we can go that B is 180 minus the 50 degrees and you're 130 degrees. And by the way, you can look at it and go, that's acute and that's obtuse, and the acute and the obtuse have to add up to 180, which is a straight line. Now a little bit more complicated. This one's gone a fair bit further, but I don't want to go too long on it. There's your 110 and there's your D. It's very hard to figure that one out, but you can, if you looked at it here, you can go, that's obtuse, and because that one's obtuse and that one's acute, we're back to the acute and the obtuse angles on parallel lines add up to 180. So, but if I wanted to, first of all, I can talk about, there's a straight angle again, straight angle or a straight line, and we can go to D is 180 minus 110. So the 180 minus 110, we're left with 70 degrees. So there's your 70 degrees. So I could write there equals 70 degrees. And by the way, if you look at that's acute and that's acute, and they're on the same line, that's also 70 degrees. Another way to think about it would be, wait a minute, they have to add up to 180. So 180 minus 110 would be that 70 there. Now here's what tricks people. They think that those numbers apply to over here. This is the line here that really matters for this question. It's got a special name. It's called a transversal. But this one's got a separate line that happens to connect up with that one. But on this case, this one's a 60, which is acute, and that one over there, ignoring all this. So if I really wanted to, I could rub off all of those, or I could cover them over and say, really, that's all my diagram. That's all I've got is that bit there. And then you got, there's your parallel lines. This one is smaller than 90, so that's acute. And that one's smaller than 90, so that's acute. So then you can just go, that one is 60 degrees. And that's enough for now.